You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I don't know what time it is, man. It's that time for the realest, trillest, you know what I'm saying? Facts over feelings boxing channel out there on the YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ladies and lads, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, prince and princesses, amigas, mi amigos, and everything in between, man. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We are here, man. We are here for the second show. You know, let's get it in, man. We got a couple things to talk about on the horizon. We got a lot of people capping, and it seems like it's just so, you know, before we get to that, before we mess up our spirit, let's go ahead and start off with our prayer, man. So please join me, bow your heads, and let's get to thanking God. And then we'll get to the nonsense, you know what I'm saying? So please join me. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for bringing us into this evening. For some of us afternoon, some of us late night. Thank you for getting us through this day. Please let us keep our head on straight and keep our intentions pure as we go into the night. And a lot of us tend to relax at the nighttime. Let us, during our peace and relaxation, let us also give thanks for everything that we have. You know, little things that we take for granted. You know, from anything from having food in our stomach, to a roof over our head, to even loved ones that we could share fun times with and memories that we have of those that are lost as well. Lord, we thank you for all the good times and all the blessings and everything that happens in our life that allows us to grow. You know what I'm saying? Anything that that may appear as a hardship initially, that actually turns into a blessing in disguise, because it builds our character. It makes us stronger, more formidable people, not just in our own abilities, but also most importantly in our faith in you, Lord. So we thank you. We ask you to forgive our sins, and let us move forward in a way that'll please you. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen, amen, amen. We got your stomach in our food is crazy. Shout out to my boy Oscar Perez, big member in the building. Yes, sir, man. I need a new mouse, man. My mouse has been tripping, man. That's why the stream, I don't know if you know, the stream kind of messed up. I had to redo the stuff because I accidentally started the stream and ended the stream at the same time because the mouse just clicked by itself. So probably got to, I don't know, I might have to replace it or something. But yeah, man, we are here now, man. Well, shout out to my guy Oscar. So since this morning, man, I've been seeing a lot of talk in regards to this trainer Mustafa, right? Coach Mustafa that Tank had visited. We already talked about this, right? When Tank was in Atlanta, you know, we thought it was dope because he went and sought out the tutelage of a well-renowned trainer down there while he was there, as opposed to just lollygagging or doing whatever. You know, he wanted to get some work in. That's dope, man. That's fire. I think that's something awesome, you know. But people are jumping out the gate, jumping out the window, jumping off the cliff and saying, oh, it's a new trainer. Bro, stop it, bro. He's still with Coach Calvin Ford until proven otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody that he's familiar with, like the Coach Hunter that he was with last fight against Lamont Roach in the first one, right? I think he's just getting some work in with a familiar face in a different area in Coach Mustafa. But there's been some rumors about what Coach Mustafa has been saying in regards to Shakur Stevenson. Oh, well, I don't know what just happened. In regards to Shakur Stevenson and their fight, right? So, before I address that, though, I want to address something else that's crazy. Shannon the Cannon Briggs, the heavyweight. I don't know if y'all know Shannon the Cannon Briggs, man. Older fighter from the same area as Mike Tyson, heavyweight, right? He has announced that he's coming back. And he's supposed to be coming back July 1st. He hasn't fought since 2016. That's like, what, 9 years ago? And he's 53 years old, bro. Yes, you heard me right. 53 years old.
Damn.
And
I'm sorry.
I don't think that's old in life, but that's too old to be gosh dang fighting. And he's coming back on another old gentleman's card, Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall shared the ring with the great Lennox the Lion Lewis, and he's been fighting. I think he's fought twice as of late, most recently, and he's been doing good for an old man. You know, been knocking out other old men, but it's like, come on, man, what are we doing? So the rumors, at least to my knowledge, it's pretty solidified that he's coming back July 1st. But we don't know if he's going to be on the same card as in sharing the card with Oliver McCall, or he'll be fighting Oliver McCall. I think it'll be the former and not the latter. I don't think that, you know, because even though he's 53, I think Oliver McCall is 59. So I think Shannon Briggs is 6 years his junior. So I don't think that his promoters who put on these fights for Oliver McCall would put him in there against Shannon Briggs. That's just my opinion, you know. But according to the articles that I've read and the reports I've read, it's not known if he'll be fighting with Oliver McCall as is sharing the card on July 1st, or he'll be fighting against Oliver McCall. But we do know they will be on the same card on the same date in July 1st, you know. I just think that's kind of crazy, man. But hey, it is what it is, man. Shout out to Shannon the Cannon, because he's been talking about coming back and potentially fighting Deontay Wilder. I mean, this is a start, I guess. You know, I don't really understand it, man. Shout out to my guy Styles. He said, all right, we back. Yes, sir. We right back at it like crack now, you know? Shout out to my guy Zara in the building as well. He said, need them checks. That's probably what it is, man. He probably needs some paper, man. Probably needs some paper. I'm not mad at it, but bro, come on, man. You're gonna get some paper to what do you go sacrifice for the paper? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna put your health in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? So to what end? I don't know. Ain't no, man, my fault. Ain't no point getting checks if you can't spend the shit. You feel me? So I don't know, man. But I mean, let me not say that, because then you'll be able to put it up for your family and stuff like that. So if that's what you're making the sacrifice for, or try to get yourself out of debt or whatever it is, and hey, who am I to judge? You know, I just think 53 years old coming back to fight in boxing, one of the most brutal sports. Come on, bro. You're not shooting a basketball. You're not hitting a baseball. You're not gosh dang driving a NASCAR vehicle. You know, you're getting punched on and throwing punches. That's kind of ridiculous in my personal opinion, my humble opinion, man. But yeah, so okay, so let's move on to this, right? Because I want to talk about Beterbiev and Bivol, and I also want to talk about what's next for Boots, but I'm going to talk about the main thing, right? We're going to talk about, while I have the energy, this Mustafa stuff, right? Mustafa, who's a trainer out of Atlanta, some, you know, down here in the South. And there's been some video of him training with Gervonta Davis. Cool, right? No problem, right? Just, hey, okay, getting in some working with somebody. You know, people think because they catch something on camera that they are finding something or exposing something. But I guess, you know, engagement, right? So you got to make something, you got to blow something out of proportion to get more attention, right? So I get it, you know. He said, ain't no way I'm getting punched at 53 yet. Don't up a blick. Hey, don't shoot him, bro. Marley, don't shoot him. Marley, don't shoot him. But yeah, facts. But so Mustafa, his trainer, people have caught up with him, particularly what's this guy's name? Mill City Boxing. I'm gonna be honest. Anyway, I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. But anyway, Mill City Boxing, man, shout out to him and his channel. He interviewed Coach Mustafa, and there's been some a clip that's been circulating heavily. I seen this since yesterday, but I just ignored it because I do a pretty good job at ignoring things. Not as good as I should. I'm trying to get a little better. You know what I'm saying? And but I'm seeing it go around more and more now, and I can't stand Twitter anyway, but you know it's a necessary evil, especially if you're in the business and I'm in content creation, trying to get your name out there, so you got to utilize a tool. It's a necessary evil. But gosh dang it, bro, these people on here, man. So look at this, look what this person said. This person, it's not his, I don't know who this guy is, but this person named Hassan, he said Coach Mustafa that was just training Gervonta Davis. I mean, yes, he trained with Gervonta Davis for like a day or two, and they happened to catch 30 seconds of it on the Instagram for a post. Like, come on, man. But anyway, so he's a little exaggerating already there, but let's keep it going. He says that Shakur Stevenson can beat any boxer in the world if they were the same size as him. So, of course, this guy could say, oh, I didn't say that he said he could beat Tank or that he's actually his trainer, but he's playing with words clearly. The part that he's talking about right here, that he's quoting or that he's referencing, the guy wasn't even talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. But let's listen to the clip right now and hear what Coach Mustafa was saying. Let's check it out.
Very different. I think that Shakur beats him easy.
The man said he thinks Shakur beats him easy. Let me run it back. This is the beginning of the clip now. This is the beginning of the clip now.
Very different. I think that Shakur beats him easy.
And look, now let's go back. We heard him say, I think that Shakur beats him easy. Now let's go back to this. Coach Mustafa that was just training Gervonta Davis said Shakur Stevenson could beat any boxer in the world if they were the same size as him. So what would you think? And you go and listen to the first 5 seconds. Remember, it's 5 seconds now because that was the beginning of the clip. It was only 5 seconds. And he says, I think Shakur beats him easy. Granted, with put that with the caption, you would think he's talking about Gervonta Tank Davis, right? Absolutely right. Now, I'm not saying that you should assume things, because when you assume, it makes an ass out of me and you. Everybody should be responsible enough, meticulous enough, hell, even just curious enough to go to the source of the interview and validate what they're seeing in the clip, because a clip could be anything, clip could be edited, anything. But let's be real, right? It's Twitter, right? The majority of the people that occupy Twitter, they're uneducated, they're lazy, they're not even interested in really the truth, they're just interested in drama. That's what they're looking for. So everybody on this clip is saying, oh, Roach was to say this guy first. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Roach was the same size as him, and we know how that turned out. Coach would be talking too much. I think he was confused. I think he thought that he was talking about Tank, but hey, I don't know what he's talking about. This guy says all he said was Shakur can beat anyone. Never said he would definitely beat Tank. That guy's kind of on the right track, but then he says, is that not what the caption says? He knows he's trying to play with words. That's why he's smiling. He said, but casual fans think they know better. So this guy thinks that he's talking about Tank. He said Tank never gonna work with him again. He thinks he's talking about Tank. He says always felt like it would be one-sided, but Shakur has to get healthy if he can't, because he's not beating Tank. So this guy thinks he's talking about Tank, right? So all these people think he's referencing Tank. And I'm not mad at that, you know, because that's what that's what they led us to believe. So let's keep the clip going.
You know what I'm saying? Very different. I think that Shakur beats him easy.
Easy.
Shakur's good, man. You know what I'm saying? I know the black backlash and everybody talk about all that he don't punch, his attitude, whatever, but if in the ring performances, it don't get much better than Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur is nice.
I don't care what they say. He can fight, man. He can fight really, 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 really good. It's just people are so enamored now with knockouts that they overlook ability. They call Bernard
I agree with
born.
that, though.
They called Ward-born for years. They called Floyd-born. So Floyd had to become almost like animated outside the ring and put this flamboyant.
People do love knockouts. They love Instagram clips. They love TikTok clips. Little highlights. They don't like to watch the fight. They just want to watch the highlights.
Shakur is A1. Shakur is, in my opinion, if anybody in the world fought on the same size, I can't put nobody above him.
And that's where the clip ends conveniently, chat. Now watch. That's where the clip ended, chat. Now let me show you something. Now if we go to the source, if we go, this is the full video now. It's 10 minutes long. Now that's not it's still a clip of the full interview, but this is 10 minutes of where that clip just came from, right? He said Shakur could beat anyone. That's what he said. Now let's check this out. Let's start off from where let's start where he just ended. He said Shakur could beat anyone. Let's keep going.
in my opinion, uh, if anybody in the world fought him the same size, I can't put nobody above him.
Now watch this. 10 seconds.
Shakur
10 seconds
good.
later.
Again, not saying he'll beat Tank or Tank will beat him.
Bro, literally 10 seconds after he said it, and you tell me that guy's not trying to clickbait on Twitter? Not even 10 seconds after he said, I don't think that I could take anybody over Shakur. He literally says, I'm not picking him over Tank, though. I'm not saying Tank could beat Shakur. I'm not saying Shakur could beat Tank. Bro, let's go back. I want to show you how quick this is.
My opinion. If anybody in the world fought him the same size, I can't put nobody above him.
Pause. Let's count how many seconds before he says, I'm not picking Tank over him or him over Tank. That's right there. Let's count how many seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Again, not saying he'll beat Tank.
Literally 6 seconds later in that clip that the guy conveniently cut off there to cause uproar, get engagement. Literally 6 seconds later, he says, I don't think that Tank, I don't take Shakur over Tank, and I don't take Tank or Shakur.
Or Tank will beat him. But he's second to nobody. Okay. Saying he'll beat Tank or Tank. Again, not saying he'll beat Tank or Tank.
Come on, bro. So that's one part that's debunked, right? So first, that guy who tried to put on Twitter, he's a dickhead because it's not how it went. He literally said that I'm not picking him over Tank or Tank over Shakur. You know, he's just saying that his skills are second to none. That's fair, right? Now let's go back to the first part. Remember the first part where he was like, oh, you know, Shakur beats him easily. Let's see who he was talking about because he tried to make it seem like he was talking about Tank again, right? Let's back it up a little bit to the beginning of the interview.
You know what I'm saying? I know Tevin, talk highly Shakur, and I'm probably pretty sure it's vice versa. Yeah, me personally, I think Shakur, he's younger, didn't have the fight that Tevin had, so he's quite clearly the more fresher guy. You know what I'm saying?
Different style.
Different style. With southpaw, kind of pure boxer.
They have similarities, but they're very.
They have similarities.
Yeah. I think that Shakur beats him easy.
Shakur beats him easy. He said that he thinks that they have similar styles. He said that they're both southpaws. They both have defense. He said Shakur beats him easily. Does that sound like Gervonta Tank Davis he's talking about? So this is where the guy starts from. Shakur beats him easily. But if you see who he was talking about, right? He was talking about Tevin Farmer. But that's what people do with the clickbait, bro. Like, I don't understand, like, who raised these brothers, man? Like, your mama and your daddy ain't tell your little punk ass that people don't like liars? No one ever taught you that? The fact that you're not even, maybe it's cute if you a kid, but you a grown person, a grown man or woman, and you over here clickbaiting and lying. That's what lying is, bro. Like, who raised these brothers and sisters, man? Ain't no one ever tell your little snot nose picking, dirty draws having on. Ain't no one ever tell you that you shouldn't be, gosh dang, lying, bro. Lying's not cool, bro. But it is what it is, man. That's what people like, man. You can get away with clickbaiting and still make it. You know, people don't stop watching. You know, but if people just stop watching all these clickbaiters and all these gosh dang fabricators, bro, hey, it'll be much easier to see the real from the fake, bro. But that's also in it too. Like, if you're not real, then you're not gonna recognize the real. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's a lot of fake people out there that are just twisting people's word. This man just talked about, he went and talked about Tevin Farmer, and they made and somebody tried to manipulate, multiple people tried to manipulate and make it seem that he was talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. I don't know who raised these brothers and sisters, man. That's trash. But yeah, I just want to get down to the bottom of that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when we get bigger, boy, they gonna hate me. They gonna, cause I'm gonna expose all these goofies, man. That joke is crazy, bro. I was like, bro, cause I saw it and I was like, bro, that's not even what he said, you know. And I just went back and watched it again just to make sure I wasn't tripping. And of course I wasn't tripping. People just like to clickbait and all types of stuff and get people to uproar, man. You know, I mean, it can be funny sometimes, and I get it's for a purpose, but man, just tell the truth, like Will Smith said on that gosh dang movie, tell the truth. It's crazy, bro. I don't know what's wrong with people. Don't forget to smack that like button, man. He said, I hate to do this because we never go see it, but Keyshawn beat Shakur. Ooh, I hate to say this, but we never go see it, but Keyshawn beat Shakur. Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. I like Shakur. I like Keyshawn. I got Tank beating both of them. But man, Shakur and Keyshawn, that's a good fight. I'm not gonna say never, Styles, because I don't think so either. I'm with you because the way they talk about being brothers and all that stuff, man. But you never know, man. Hey, we've seen it before, so I don't know, right? But yeah, it definitely doesn't seem likely. He not trying to clickbait. The man cut a mid sentence. He cut his whole sentence, bro. He probably like those. He probably like those are his words, bro. You cut and pasted to make it fit views. Yeah. You cut and pasted to make for views and likes. And I'm like I said, it's not just that person. It was multiple people doing it. I think he just reposted it too. I'm not sure, but either way, it's just like, bro. Like, come on, man. And that's why when people talk about, oh, new media and all this new media, that's why new media sucks, because at least with the old media, I'm not saying that people didn't clickbait back in the day. I'm not saying that people aren't liars and dishonest back in the day. Of course, that's in every era and in everything, unfortunately. But there's something called journalistic integrity, and the new media, because they don't go to, shout out to my guy Styles. They don't go to BL Perry, you feel me, or whatever building it was that had the journalism building. You know what I'm talking about? They don't go and take these classes where they teach you about how to make proper citations, how to do quotes, how to check your references and validate your sources and all that stuff. And journalistic integrity, bro. They don't have most importantly journalistic integrity. They just think something, and because they think it, they post it and say it like it's the truth. Like that's the thing, but there's no weed out system. You know what I'm saying? It's just like anybody could do anything. And I'm one of those too. I'm a beneficiary of that, because I don't, I went to school for engineering, got my PhD in mechanical engineering, with a focus on thermodynamics and heat transfer. Ain't got nothing to do with journalism, but because of what I was in, it does have something to do with journalism, because I actually wrote journal articles and have journal publications for NASA, for Air Force Research Laboratory, for American Society of Mechanical Engineers, ASME, for NSB, National Society of Black Engineers. You know what I'm saying? For different things, And I know about the process of validation and editing and gosh dang proofreading, and not even just proofreading, but gosh dang that just validation, period. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to go through these checks to make sure that you're doing the right thing, because if you're not doing the right thing, please believe your paper won't get published. And I'm not even talking about formatting. I'm talking about actually validating the own work that you did, and providing a proof of concept, providing all these extra material that shows what you're doing is actually real and not just fabricated. You know what I'm saying? So I think that joke is corny, man. That's one of the things that I hope people don't see my channel like that, man. And that's one of the things I strive to stay away from. I strive my hardest to stay away from that clickbait and stuff, man. Because like I said, of course you want to stand out and you want to make your stuff interesting and intriguing and appealing to the audience and the reader, make them have some shock value. But to blatantly lies, like, come on now, like that person right there who be posting that stuff about the guy Mustafa, like he's saying that about Tank or anything, he makes two references, and one of them is to Tevin Farmer, Shakur beating Tevin Farmer easily, and the other one is to he says that he thinks he can't put anybody above Shakur. However, he's not saying that Shakur beats Tank or Tank beats Shakur. He's just saying that his skills is second to none. That's it, bro. But it is what it is. But I just thought it was funny, man. So it's just crazy. Yo, shout out to Slim Reaper, man. He said he probably likes those. He's probably like those are his words, right, bro? You cut. Oh, I read that already. But you cut and pasted. Yes, you cut and pasted it for views, man. Now let's go on to the next topic, though, man. I just thought that was very very telling and very corny. So now I want to move on to Beterbiev and Bivol, man. So I've been seeing a lot of this Beterbiev and Bivol stuff, and I know we just watched an interview by Jose Benavidez Sr. today, this morning in the morning show, and we were talking about how he was just discussing Canelo and the lack of opportunity that David Benavidez, his son, is getting, right? Which I agree with him. I know he could be frustrated, but there's a procedure, there's a process for things, And I feel like sometimes with Jose Benavidez Sr., understandably so, he feels a little impatient and he wants to skip the line and jump the line, and that's just not realistic right now. So, I saw another, I was watching that interview again, and he discussed, of course, the Bivol, Benavidez' chance to get the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol in the trilogy, and how he was disappointed that Bivol went for the trilogy. It's like, okay, yeah, you're disappointed, but you got to understand that's what was going to happen, right? Or that was likely to happen. But he said that we're going to push to get Bivol next. And I'm like, dang, you're going to push to get Bivol next. He wants to become the WBA mandatory as well. That's cool. But I feel like everybody's just writing off Beterbiev. Am I missing something? Like, I think, don't get me wrong, I think Bivol gonna win the trilogy, the rubber match as well. But it's like people just make it seem like, oh, it's a foregone conclusion that Bivol's gonna win. You know, the second fight, which I think the second fight was more convincing in Bivol's favor than the first one, but it was still a close fight. It wasn't like Beterbiev got smoked. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, I think by round count, Bivol kind of put a good enough convincing win on him, but it wasn't like, oh, Beterbiev almost got knocked out or almost got stopped or he wasn't in a position to where he was competing or anything like that, and then he won the first fight. So it's just so crazy to me that people just think that, oh, Beterbiev is gonna lose the next fight automatically. I don't think it's automatic, even though I do think that Bivol is gonna win the third fight. I wouldn't say that it's just a given, man. So my point is that Benavidez better be careful, because you keep calling out Bivol, you might not get Bivol. You might get that boy Archer. And I've always said this. I think Bivol and Beterbiev beat Benavidez. However, I think Benavidez has a chance, but I think he has a smaller chance against Beterbiev than he does against Bivol. I think that Benavidez matches up better against Bivol than he does against Beterbiev. And the reason why I say that, I know that Bivol is more agile, quicker, you know, I'd even say more athletic, you know what I'm saying? It has better footwork for sure, far superior footwork. And Benavidez is not, he's not the most mobile fighter, you know, he's pretty flat-footed, but he's tall and he has relentless pressure. And I would even argue that I think he has better, I think Beterbiev could cut off the ring better than Benavidez, but I think Benavidez moves faster, less methodical, and I think that he has more I ain't gonna say overwhelming pressure, but I would say he has more, how could I say, like more, once he gets you, I think Bivol will have a harder time spinning out of Benavidez's pressure than he did out of Beterbiev's pressure, just because Benavidez is more energetic than Beterbiev, in my personal opinion. So with that being said, I think that the contrast between their styles is good. And it seems like Bivol would beat Benavidez easier than Beterbiev, but the thing that I'm counting on the most is that Beterbiev and Benavidez have a very similar style. And so I think that somebody's going to break first. You know, they both want to come forward. They both want to apply pressure. They both want to overwhelm you. So I think that with Beterbiev and Benavidez, their styles are so similar that it's going to be, hey, who could take whose punches more and who could take whose punches longer. And I'm putting my money on Beterbiev to be able to take Benavidez's punches more than Benavidez could take Beterbiev's punches. I could be wrong about that, because I think Benavidez has a chance to beat Beterbiev and he has a chance to beat Bivol. But for me, I just think that Bivol and Beterbiev both beat him. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I do think that he has a better chance of beating Bivol than he does Beterbiev. So I think it would benefit, if I'm Benavidez and Benavidez camp, I think they notice that too, because you notice they don't really say much about Beterbiev. I'm not saying that they're scared of him. I'm not advocating for that at all. I'm just saying that they would much rather fight Bivol, and I think they see the same thing I see. I would much, and not to mention the Bivol and Beterbiev sparring history too. You know, with Benavidez, Bivol and Benavidez's sparring history, with Benavidez seemingly getting the better of Bivol in sparring. So that gives him a little confidence too, which I don't think sparring is everything, but it does mean something, you know what I'm saying? You can carry it into some fights. And, you know, we've seen examples of sparring matches playing out the same way that they did in the bright lights, you know, with Dubois and AJ, you know, that he kicked his ass on the fight night, and they rumored that he kicked his ass in sparring. But we also seen it go backwards too, right? Go the opposite way, like Frank Martin and Tank. You know, we heard about Frank Martin supposedly beating up Tank in sparring, just like everybody has a beat up Tank story in sparring. And then you see what happened on fight night. He got laid out like the rest of them, you know. So we've seen it both ways. So I personally, I'm even with the Benavidez story of Bivol and sparring, I'm still going with Bivol. But I think it's a good fight, you know, and I do think that Benavidez's team is secretly going for Bivol, and I think they match up better against Bivol. I think Beterbiev and Benavidez, that's an interesting fight though, but I think that Beterbiev has a chance, and I think that they just got to be careful, man, because I don't know why everybody's suddenly just so dismissive of Beterbiev. Like, it's so crazy too, because if you're so dismissive of Beterbiev right now, why the heck are you mad that the trilogy's happening sooner? You know, I know you're probably saying like, oh, I think Bivol's gonna win, so I don't need to see it again. Yeah, but the more prolonged it is, the more pushed back it is, then the smaller the chance that Beterbiev wins and less competitive it is, because he is getting older. He'll be 41 next year in January. So, I don't know, man. I just thought that was funny, man. I see a lot of people not even, they're acting like Bivol won the third fight already, man. I think that's crazy. Even though I do have Bivol winning, I think that's crazy. Shout out to my guy, Big Dog Jake Paul, chased the big That's crazy, man. Shout out to Big Dog Jake Paul, chase the bag tank Willie, man, in the building. Dropping the graffiti on the chat walls with that bread, that cheese, that butter. Yes, sir. My guy Big Dog Willie says, boxing fans all over the world are intrigued with Tank versus Jake Paul in October. Now I give the speed advantage to Tank, but power to Jake Paul. Do you agree? Of course. Jake Paul's, his last 2 fights were a heavyweight. I like Tank. I rock with Tank. But, I mean, ain't no way I'm going with a guy that fights at 135 over a guy that fights at 200. If you're talking about the power department, the power category, of course. Jake Paul, his last 2 fights were at heavyweight, and his 2 fights before that were at cruiserweight. And cruiserweight, he weighed in at 199, 1 pound below the heavyweight limit of 200. So I rock with Tank. I think Tank's the better overall boxer. I don't think anybody would deny that or disagree with that. But, the power has to go in Gervonta Davis's favor. That doesn't mean that he has accurate punching. That doesn't mean that he has precise punching or what it takes to knock somebody out. But as far as just raw power, of course, I'm going with the guy that's much bigger. Absolutely. What about you, though? Shout out to my guy Dub, man. My guy Dub in the building. What's good, brethren? Big member in the building. We got Big Dog Willie in the building. He said, even with the loss, I give Beterbiev a better chance to beat Bivol than Benavidez. Yeah, that's a good point, too. I give Beterbiev a better chance to beat Bivol than I give Benavidez a chance to beat Bivol. But like I said, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying that, but I think a lot of people are, I don't know when I say it, but I think a lot of people say it so much that people think that, the majority of people that pick Beterbiev or Bivol over Benavidez is saying Benavidez doesn't have a chance. No, I don't think anybody's stupid if they pick Benavidez to beat Beterbiev or Benavidez to beat Bivol. I'm just saying that I think Bivol and Beterbiev are good enough to beat Benavidez. That's it. I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm absolutely interested in that fight if it happens, and if Benavidez continues to handle his business and maintains the WBC belt, and then Bivol and Beterbiev, they finally bring a conclusion to their trilogy, regardless of who wins or loses. I think they both beat Bivol, but I don't think it's anything that's like, oh yeah, man, it's not a close fight. Absolutely, it's a close fight. David Benavidez is that guy. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that Bivol and Beterbiev are more of those guys as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my personal opinion, man. He said, I give Beterbiev 2 years before he slows down enough for Benavidez to have a chance. 2 years? I don't know, man. Because, I don't know. I mean, hey, I don't know if I give him that long, but because, too, if he loses again, you just never know what losses do to you psychologically. I don't think Beterbiev seems like he's very, stoic in demeanor, and he has a very solid foundation and strong mental fortitude. But you still never know, man. You just never know, because if you're a man, and a man can be broken. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I think it's crazy that everybody's just counting out my boy Beterbiev like it's nothing. Shout out to my guy Mike Mazik in the building. But yeah, man, moving on to the next topic, bro. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already. Hey, man, I shouldn't even have to ask y'all to smack the like button. That should be automatic, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna call Caleb Plant. If y'all don't smack that like button like Caleb Plant smack Charlo, I'm gonna call him to smack y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Lay the smack down, man. I'm gonna hit up my boy, you know what I'm saying? Hit my boy on the hip, you feel me? But yeah, you should already been smack the like button. So smack the like button for your boy. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Now let's move on to the next topic, man. The final topic that I have tonight is what's next for Jaron Boots Ennis? What is next for Jaron Boots Ennis, man? I hear a lot of people clamoring, which I am one of them, clamoring for unifications, right? Whether it's between Boots and Barrios or Boots and Norman. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I've even heard people saying Boots and Tio. I want to be very clear when I say this, man. I said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I want Boots to fight Norman next. I want Boots to fight Barrios next. I want Barrios to fight Norman next. Some type of unification combination is great for me. However, do I think that's going to happen next? If I had to put my money on it, I would say no. Because I do think Brian Norman might fight Jin Sasaki, but even if he wasn't, right? And I do think that Boots will fight Teofimo if Teofimo beats Brian Norman. If Teofimo beats Arnold Barbosa and Turkey Al Sheikh forces him, because I think Teofimo's full of shit. I don't think he really wants to fight anybody that's in of any high caliber. You know what I'm saying? That's of any high caliber fighter. I don't think he wants to fight him for real. But I think that because he has that deal with Turk, he might have to succumb to their demands. You know what I'm saying? And actually have to. They might actually hold his feet to the fire and make him and call his bluff. But anyway, let's see that fight happens, right? Let's say none of those fights happen. Did y'all forget about Shakram Giyashov? Like, I don't know how many times I got to say this. Like, I literally said it when the fight was made. I said it again on fight night. I said it again after Stanionis and Boots came to a conclusion with Boots winning. I said, yeah, we want unifications. We want undisputed, the pursuit of undisputed. But Shakram Giyashov is one of the major components as to why that unification even happened. Shakram Giyashov is a WBA mandatory, the ordered WBA mandatory for Gervonta Stanionis. Shakur Giyashov, shout out to him and rest in peace to his daughter. You know, God bless him and his family. Don't wish that on anybody, you know. He took step-aside money in order to let the Stanionis and Boots fight happen. What does that mean? The significance of that is that Boots, now that he's unified, he inherited that mandatory. So Shakram Giyashov was going to get the winner, whether it was Stanionis or Boots. Now, do I think Shakram Giyashov wants to fight Boots after what Boots just did to Stanionis? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's a good question. He may be willing to take step aside money or maybe go a whole nother route and try to pursue another champion. I don't know. But according to him, he wants a title shot. So if he indeed wants that title shot, then that fight is very easy to make, not just because he's the mandatory that could be ordered, but he's also on Matchroom. Coincidentally, that's the same freaking promotional company headed by Eddie Hearn that Jaron Boots Ennis is on. So that's the easiest fight to facilitate. You see what I'm saying? So do not be surprised if we don't get a fight that we want next in the welterweight division, as opposed, you know, when it comes to being a unification. And don't be surprised if it's actually Shakram Giyashov, you know. But I'm not mad at that. I know a lot of people will be mad at that fight, but I'm not mad at that, man. The Uzbekistan fighter, Shakram Giyashov, he's a good fighter. I personally don't believe he beats any of the champions. I didn't think that he would have beat Stanionis. It would have been a good fight, but I had Stanionis. I don't think he beats Brian Norman Jr. I definitely don't think he beats Boots. Mario Barros, I think would be a good fight, but I'd have Mario Barros over him too. But he's a good fighter, you know. So will he bring the fight to Boots? I fully expected to bring the fight to Boots, but then sometimes he coasts and he has like little lulls in his game, and I think Boots is gonna eat that alive, you know. But we'll see, man. I think that that's the fight that's most likely to happen. But, you know, we have seen cases where people get step aside money back to back. MJ Akhmadaliev, you know, we have seen cases where people somehow something happens, you get injured and you don't even have you can't even use your mandatory status like you wanted to. Hussein Sankara versus Ja Pataya, you know, he got injured. Sam Goodman, who was supposed to fight Naya Inoue, he got injured twice, you know, he was in the mandatory position. We seen David Allen Picasso Romero, who, you know, him and Naya Inoue couldn't agree on the amount of money, so we seen him get taken out of his mandatory position, you know, or his mandatory order, you know. So we seen Zapata and Shakur about to fight and that not come to fruition. So we've seen things where the fights don't happen. So I'm not saying this is 100% sure, but that's the one that's most that's the scenario that's most likely to happen. You know, that has the highest probability of actually coming to fruition, is that Shakram Giyashov fights Boots next. And I think that's a good fight, but like I said, a lot of people will complain because they think that these fighters are just warriors from the freaking 1500s or somewhere in the Roman Coliseum or something like that, and they're just gonna fight a gosh dang tiger, then fight a gorilla, then fight a lion, then fight a elephant, and then fight a hydra with 8 heads back to back to back to back. No, bro. Sometimes fighters, in order for them to have some type of longevity, they need to have tune-ups. It would behoove your career to not going back to back to back to back difficult fights, man. So I think that this would be a good fight. And he'll be satisfying the mandatory, and he'll be taking a break from, as far as it being a guy that's super, super dangerous. Don't get me wrong, Shakur Giyashov is dangerous, but I would say that he's less dangerous than Brian Norman Jr. and less dangerous than Mario Barrios and less dangerous than, let's say, a Teofimo. You know, all who I think Boots beats anyway. You know, I'm on the fence with him and Brian Norman. I think Boots is better, but sometimes you don't have to be better to win. You could just have that dog in him. I think Brian Norman has a dog in him, even though he seems to get wobbled every now and again. You know, I still think he has that dog in him, and a southern dog in him, man. So I think that he definitely has a chance. But Boots is definitely the superior fighter when it comes to a boxing acumen and skill standpoint. You know, he said, "I want to see Teo get spanked, man." Me too. I hope Arnold Barbosa does it, man. I mean, I'm going for Arnold Barbosa, but I think Teal's a better fighter. But that, like I said, once again, it's not all about who has the superior skills. About sometimes it comes down to a fight and who's the bigger dog. And I think Arnold Barbosa got some dog in him for sure. But I just think that Teofimo's too athletic and has much more raw talent than Arnold Barbosa. But Arnold Barbosa has been on a mean streak now. He's been on a mean little run, man. He fought Jose Carlos Ramirez. That was a good win. He beat Jack Catterall, El Gato Catterall. That was a good win. Now we'll say the fight before that against was it Sean McComb, the Irishman, when he was on the undercard of Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. I think he lost that fight. He was a beneficiary of a robbery. But once again, like I said, I don't like to get mad at the fighters because they got a bad ruling in their favor. You know, fighters fight, judges judge. I do think it was robbery, but I don't blame Arnold Barbosa. I mean, he's not the judge. He just fought, you know, so it is what it is, man. It's like Tim Bradley and Manny Pacquiao. I thought Manny Pacquiao beat Tim Bradley, but I'm not going to be mad at Tim Bradley. You know, the judge is judge, man. Fighters fighting, the judge is judge. It's the judges that need to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my personal opinion on that, bro. But yeah, man, I think that Jaron Boots Ennis, if he's going to fight anybody, it'll be it's probably gonna be Shakram Giyashov, man. You know, and let's think about boxing too, man. The way boxing is set up, don't we always see, like, not always, but a lot of times when we see fighters share a card, especially in the same weight division, it's usually for a reason. Well, you know, that's no coincidence that they were on the undercard of the main event. That was a unification fight, and they're in the same division. So I mean, that's just how boxing works if you pay attention. So usually the fighters that share the same card in the same division, they're probably gonna be scheduled to fight each other somewhere down the line. And, you know, a lot of times it's the imminent future too, as opposed to the way down the line, future, you know? So we'll see how it goes though, man. But yeah, man. So, also too, that's it for the newer topics, but I want to revisit a topic from this morning, man. What y'all think about this man, Errol Spence, actually getting Mario Barrios at 147, bro? Like, to me, him getting Mario Barrios at 147, man, I don't know, man. I don't think he can make 147 anymore, man. And but like I said, I do think that if he is able to make 147, then Mario Barrios is a guy to try to fight, you know, because I think stylistically that's a fight that he won't have to worry about a guy, you know, outmaneuvering him or somebody coming back at you with too much firepower, you know. So I think this is the perfect opponent that's a champion to try to mix it up with. But man, I just don't think 147 is good for Errol Spence. But it also too, it's a good measuring stick to see how much he has left in the tank, and if he'll be able to stay at 147 or have to really just go to 154, or if he's able to even still compete. You know what I'm saying? So let me pin this message right here, man. Go ahead and join the Discord. I'm gonna drop there goes a link right there for anybody to join the Discord, man. I'm about to open it up so anybody could call in. I hit all my topics right there. So yeah, man. But I just think that Errol Spence, go ahead, call in, man. Call in. The lines are open in the Discord. But I just think that's funny, man. I was not expecting that. And like I said, I maintain, I don't think that fight will happen between Errol Spence and Mario Barrios, especially at 147. But I do think that, hey, man, my boy deserve a title shot, man. You know, if anybody deserves a title shot, it's Errol Spence, you know. And Mario Barrios is definitely looking to give people a title shot. It's like he's trying to get the most bang for his buck, you know, get the most amount of money for the less competitive fight. And I can't be mad at him. But after this, man, if Barrios fights Manny Pacquiao or Errol Spence, I definitely, should be obligatory that he has to be in a unification fight or something meaningful, man. Fight a guy that's ranked 1 through 5 or something. You know, we can't just keep watching you fight these guys that just are, not that they're bad, because Abel Ramos is a good fighter, but it just doesn't mean much. We need Mario Barrios to be in a meaningful fight, a fight of substance, not just against guys where it just seems like, okay, bet you could get away with being mediocre and still come out on top. You know what I'm saying? We need Mario Barrios, if you're good, because it's not like he's an old veteran. You know, he's a veteran, but he's not old. You know, so we need you to be in these fights, man. You know, shout out to him. He did beat what was that one guy, Fabian Maidana? That was a good fight, you know. But once again, still, there's like not too many people do Fabian Maidana, man. He He has to get in there with somebody of some consequence, man, because his peers like Stanionis is fighting Boots. Boots is fighting Stanionis. What's his name? Talk about fighting Jin Sasaki, who's not a guy that we're looking for, but Jin Sasaki's a guy that's on like a 9-fight win streak. You know what I'm saying? The Japanese contender. So that even that'd be a good fight for anybody at 147. We need to see bars against somebody like that. Some people of some consequence, man. We need that. We need that desperately, man. We need that desperately, man. But yeah, man, let me pull up my boy Oscar. He's in the background. What's good, my brother?
What's up? What's up? What's
What
up?
happening? What happening?
What's going on? We're talking,
Man,
talking about Barrios.
I'll talk about Barrios, man. But we can talk about any one of the topics, man. Whatever you want to talk about. Go ahead.
I think it's very unfair that Earl Spence going to get a title shot. Psych, he's the one that deserves it the most.
Yeah, I think he deserves it. But I will be, like I said, I would be kind of disappointed in Barrios, you know. I want Barrios to be in a meaningful fight, you know. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a unification, but Jin Sasaki, somebody ranked like top 3 or something like that will suffice. But
well, who's ranked? Who's ranking the WBC, right?
He is WBC. Yep. Let's see. I'm about to tell you right now. Is that Devin Haney?
Probably.
Yeah, which is crazy to me, but hey. Let me see. WBC, right? Yeah, Devin Haney's ranked number 1.
I'll be damned.
Okay, well that makes sense. Devin Haney's busy. Okay, so Mario Barrios gets a pass. Okay, Suleiman Sissoko, nobody knows him. He's that Frenchman.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, if he can get a shot, he deserves it. And then number 3 is Conor Benn. Get the freak out of here. Conor Benn's occupied and Conor Benn is trash.
Know your fucking
Hollis
place.
said that
Trash.
number 1 and number 3 are ass.
Come on now.
Not because Devin's bad. It's just
right.
He hasn't been in a position.
Right. He hasn't even fought in the division. How you rank number 1? But you know that how that goes, man. Juan Francisco Estrada is ranked number 1. And is that WBC? What belt does Junto have at 118?
WBC.
No fight.
Yep. He has WBC. And Juan Francisco Estrada, I said ranked number 1. He's ranked number 2. So this is something that WBC is known for, man.
He was ranked number 1. Though.
He was ranked number 1. Okay, thank you. I know I wasn't tripping. Yeah, he was ranked number 1. So at WBC, you ain't got to fight in the new division. You just got to you guys got to declare that you're eligible to participate. They're going to rank you high if you're a star. So good old President Mauricio Suleiman in the WBC, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, at least they're being consistent, you know?
Yeah, fucking up everything.
Right, they consistently messing up shit. Facts.
Management steady. They're consistent with that.
Facts. Consistent with the bullshit.
Bullshit.
That's funny, bro. Can't be mad. I ain't mad at it though, man. But yeah, bro. So what you think about Shannon Briggs coming back, bro?
I don't know, man.
What are we doing, man? That's some bullshit, man. 53?
Like, why though? Like,
He said
he got.
he said he want Wilder, bro.
Come on, bro. Come on. Just stop it. Let it go.
Let it go, bro. Like Styles said though, maybe he need the money. You know, I can't. Hey, I ain't never gonna judge another man's pockets. Maybe he need the money, but bro, at what expense, man? At what expense, man?
I know Wilder's in a decline, but he's at least in a decline. This guy's starting off fresh. It's like in the winter when you start your car.
Yep.
Like, and you haven't turned on your car for 3 days. Bro, the starter's got messed up.
Man, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. Yeah.
That's crazy. Why Wilder, though? There's so many other fighters to call out. Why Wilder?
No, you know why Wilder. You know why.
Yes, we all know why. He's gonna be fine. He's been looking shaky.
He's looking very shaky, boy. Shaky being generous. You ain't lying.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, call out
Wilder's
Dubois, bro. Yeah, call out Dubois. Call out
Yeah,
Caballero.
he-
Call out
he-
Bacoli. Call out, you feel
It's
me?
not the fact that he said it, it's the way he said, I want all the smoke. I
Yeah.
want Wilder.
Exactly. I want all the smoke. I want Wilder. Get out of here, bro. Right. I agree with you 1,000%. I agree
Like,
with
you can call out whoever you want, but like at least make it make sense. You
Right.
say you want all the smoke.
Right.
Get a Caballero. Hell, get a Sang. Sang start too.
Get a Zang. Yeah. Yep. You know what time it is, though. 9 years out the ring, Shannon Briggs is back. That's crazy. Hey, shout out to him, man. Okay, what about what you think about that guy or those ladies and gentlemen that are out here clickbaiting with the Mustafa trainer Mustafa and Tank and Shakur and
That's
what do you
wild,
think about
dude.
clickbaiting in general?
Clickbaiting.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it's bad,
Mm-hmm.
but whenever it's clickbait to the point of lying, that's when I have a problem.
Talk to him. Yeah.
For example, I don't know, well, the perfect example, that interview you put on,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the guy said that. Yes, those are his words. Yes, he's showing you he's saying them, but he didn't say them. One, he didn't say in that context. Two, he didn't say in that order.
Right. There you go. There you go. There you go. The man was talking about Tevin Farmer, bro.
Like what? He said.
Oh
He
my
said.
gosh, bro.
They sell southpaw. I'm like, Tank. Wait, what?
Yeah. Yep.
They're both defensive fighters. I was like, that's not Tank.
Exactly. He conveniently
I was like,
cut out that part of his clip though.
I was like, he
Corny,
training for the wrong person.
right. Corny, bro. I think that joke is so corny. Like you said, it's not, it's not necessarily wrong, I guess, but it's just, it's like, you know what? I love watching, like, when I'm not doing anything or something like that, or if I am doing something, I'm just need to take my mind off stuff, or I have it in the background. I love watching animals, and one thing I'll say about animal videos, man, well, the ones that I watch at least, you don't never see no clickbait, bro. The channels out, and when I do find an animal one, and it's like, oh, lion snatches up 3 hyenas or something like that, and you watch the video and there's no lion or no hyenas, then you know what I do? I block them. I just don't watch them. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody just clip it, I just block it. With the animal stuff. But I rarely see that on the ones that I watch. So I don't know. That clickbait stuff is just corny to me, especially if you're trying to manipulate somebody's words. I think that's corny. You get people in trouble like that, man. People get get mad at people. Like, look at the other day when the person was trying to suck Gervonta Davis and Nia Inoue into a beef. Yeah, it's like, oh, did you see what Nia Inoue said about you, Tank? And then the person that posted it was an edited video. And shout out to Tank for not falling for it. Yeah, and there was another interviewer by the other guy that asked a question. They're like, no, that was a fake video. That was edited. And Tank was like, see, I didn't think that Inoue would say something like that anyway. But he was like, I'm just glad I didn't say nothing crazy.
It's like the people that get mad at I don't care about like those interviewers, because they're the same people complaining about fake accounts.
Yep.
And falling for the fake account. Well, do your fucking research.
Yep. Just do your research, bro. Just do your I especially if you see something on Twitter, bro. Like Twitter is the worst place to put your whole life savings, if you will, into a bet off of something you've seen off of Twitter, bro. No, like, there's some truth in there. Don't get me wrong. There's people that operate with integrity. There's a couple people that are very good, that I see. But every time I see something, I don't care, bro. If I find it interesting, especially about boxing, I'm gonna make sure that I see it from somebody that's reputable, and I make sure that I see it in multiple places. You know what I'm saying? Before I even start to believe it, bro. Because people just say all types of crazy
Twitter
stuff.
is like the bastard stepchild of the whole social media game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because, like, if I had I don't know, there's aliens coming to Earth. They're like, give me a social media. What they're gonna show me why humanity should live.
Yep.
Twitter be the last one I cite. I'll be like, don't go to this one.
Don't go to this
Well,
one.
this was from Mars.
Right. Exactly, man. That joke is crazy, bro. That joke is crazy, man. But yeah, man, that's all I really had for today. There wasn't really much, man. I'm trying to think of what's the fights for this weekend again, man? Because we have
Gabriel Fundora.
Yep, against Bodilla.
Conwell.
Yep, Charles Conwell. Who's he fighting again?
Something Perez.
Yep, Jorge Perez. Yep. So Gabriel Fundora versus Marilyn Badillo, Charles Conwell versus Jorge Perez, and then Ben Whitaker versus. Oh, I will ask you this: did you hear about the drama with Ben Whitaker and Liam Cameron?
With the 10 rounds?
Yes, bro. How the heck do they don't know how many rounds they're fighting?
They send the contract.
That's crazy, bro.
They're the ones that send the contract. I was like, what?
That's crazy, bro.
I'm like, nah, they joking. At first, I was like, nah, they joking.
I thought they were joking too. 6 days. 6 days away from the fight, you don't know how many rounds you're fighting. Nah, that's crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's
He said they send a contract for 12. They send it. It's not the fact that they could have messed up, whatever. But
right,
you send it.
right,
How the hell you mess with that?
right. Yeah, I don't know, man.
And then,
This whole situation just looking a little fishy, man. I ain't gonna lie.
nah, do you think it was on purpose?
I think so. I mean, who does that? And then if even if it was a mistake, then like rectify it. Like, why isn't it fixed yet? Like Liam Cameron, like I don't think he's capping. I mean, he could be, but maybe he's exaggerating. But I don't think so. I think he's being genuine. I think he's like, bro, I don't know if we doing 10 or 12.
No, and Ben already said that, or his team already said that they're already thinking about pulling out the fight.
Yep.
That's the crazy part. Bro, you need this fight more than anybody. What are you pulling out?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that this is very much hurting Ben Whitaker, man. I know it's making me less interested in him. I ain't gonna lie. And even if it's not even really his fault, it's just like it just seems like something else. It's like when it seems like you're the problem or something like that. I don't know. Maybe he's not, but that's what it seems like from the controversy with the actual tumble. From the foot thing where it was he was faking the well, I don't know, it was some speculation that he was faking the foot injury, and then now with the round count, it's like, bro, okay, man, maybe they just need to move on from each other. F it. I don't know.
Bro, Richard Clark said they have the best medical care, and
Yep.
they fixed my job in like 2 minutes.
Yep.
No waiting.
Yep.
This man, that rapping, bro. I do better rapping than that, and I'm never rapping in life.
I'm telling you, bro. It looked like somebody was playing around with freaking. What's that thing? Doctor something. That little fake doctor thing the kids be playing with, man. Come on, man.
And even them kids do a better job than that. That man, you don't put that picture up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you seen that rapping, you're like, what the hell is that?
Yep.
And then
Oh,
comes out. This man was running 2 hours after his fight. What?
Because somebody snatched his phone, bro. That's crazy, dog. That joke is crazy, man.
Can't even play with it neither.
I can't even play with it, bro.
Full on sprint.
Yep. It just don't make no sense, bro. Makes no sense, man. Operation.
What is that?
Operation.
Where does that leave Ben Whitaker though?
If the fight doesn't happen, I mean, to me, it leaves him in purgatory. Hell, I don't know. Like I don't care about him anymore if this fight doesn't go down. Like I said, because and maybe it's wrong of me, but I just, like I said, it seems like he's bull jiving to me. It seems like it's him, and that's what it feels like. So I know it's gonna knock his stock way down for me, because to me, granted, he's not Tank, right? But he's in a similar boat as Tank. It's like, bro, if you don't have this rematch, then it kind of feels like, hey, maybe you scared. Yeah, or maybe you ducking it, and that's what it's gonna look like. So, and maybe I'll say it'll be easier in this regard for him to bounce back. I think because he's not a big star yet, so people will forget it, I think, quicker, because Liam Cameron's not that big of a profile guy either. So it may be easier for him to recover than somebody like a Tank or something if he just skips the rematch. But somebody like me, I'm sure somebody like you is not going to forget that. So it's just going to make you look weak, man. Yeah, it's going to make you look weak. So yeah, I think.
I don't know if you I don't think you pay attention to this kind of video, but like there's videos where it's like a clown exposed, or like this cocky fighter. He came into the ring thinking he was gonna be dancing like his last fight.
Oh yeah,
but in reality,
yeah, this cocky fighter. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep. Oh man, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that's gonna be Ben Whitaker's future, right? He gonna be on one of the videos.
He already is.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I love the ones that
did they really make one about him?
Yeah, they're like this cocky rat.
This cocky lad.
Humiliating.
Hey, yo.
Humiliating his opponents with his dancing. He's not even taking the fight serious. But then this warrior coming from the depths of hell.
Hey, that's funny, bro. I need to go watch that, bro. Oh man.
Be like coming from the depths of hell.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Came back from a life of struggle, fighting for his daughter, put him on his place, made him quit. I was like,
Hey yo, made him quit and had to take a wheelchair out the arena. That's crazy, bro.
And I know what's behind it. Like I know the rules and speculations. You know,
Mm-hmm.
man, I don't want to hear that. This guy was man. This guy. I was excited for this guy too.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I like this style, man. I like this style, and I thought that wasn't it. I thought that if he had to bite down and lock in, that he could do that. I thought he was just doing it like the showboat stuff, not because that's all he could do, but because that's what he was.
He's in England.
Yeah, and he's able to do, because he's so gifted. But it seems like that's how he practices, and he didn't know how to turn from that, and that's going to be the stigma. So
he tried to dance and got slapped.
Hey man, yeah, sir, he was dancing near the camera, caught back and
He
slapped
said,
him.
"Hold up, man, I'm trying to do my crib walk."
Yep. Yep, it almost ended up crippled. Falling out the ring, man. But yeah, I think that Leo Cameron needs to have this rematch, man, and they need to make sure they know what's going on. 10 rounds or 12 rounds. Like, this is nothing that should be unknown at this moment, 6 days left. So, and I will tell you this, all the shenanigans, and if Leon Cameron wins, if they fight this happen and Leon Cameron wins, oh man.
I don't know, man. He was starching Ben Whitaker. Like, all jokes aside, he was starching him. I did think, like, he could have made a comeback in between rounds or adapt, but he was getting starched in there.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, he was like, watch out, watch out, watch out. Of the third rope. Pow.
Yep. Most definitely, bro. Most definitely, bro. Crazy. Crazy,
Oh, yeah.
Man,
I like what you said about Boots.
What'd I say? I don't remember.
Shakur MGS drop.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
I think that's nobody's talking about it. Everybody wants to see or at least I haven't seen anybody talk about it. Yeah, it's like everybody forgot about Shakur. It's kind of like the Michael Eifert.
Yep, exactly like that. Yep, at the light heavyweight division.
They just forget about him. And, no, I think Shakur. I mean, if you don't step aside, I think he should get the fight. But also, I would like to see Boots more. I would like to see him with another champion. But at the same time, it's like, bro, not all the fights got to be title fights. You know what I mean?
Right.
As long as he got like one in between fight, between hard fights, maybe 2 easy fights, and then title fight.
Right.
But then but stay busy. You know what I mean?
Stay busy, right.
But if you're gonna be like Barrios, now Barrios is the whole subject about his damn self.
Yeah. Shout out to Barrios, man. But he gotta do something, man. You gotta see something, man. Come on, Barrios.
It's like you said, he's just babysitting the belt at this point.
Yeah. Yep. You gotta shake off. You gotta shake off what your brother-in-laws did to you, man. You gotta shake it off, bro. Come on, Barrios.
I don't think you can shake that off. I think he's gonna cut. You know what? As soon as he get out of the car on his next fight, he's gonna be holding his wife's hand, making sure looking down.
Facts, man. He got he rededicated himself.
If the interviewer is a woman, he'd be like, "Oh, can I get a male, please?"
Right. Dub says Stanley and Karen went together was impressive, plus 2 new moves of his game. A plus, 4D the rounds for experience. Yeah, man, Stanley and Karen are great wins. But yeah, I think Barrios gonna be a new man, bro.
You gonna be walking with the Bible? Because I don't know, like, why is it that like hardcore Christians? I don't want. But why is it like the hardcore pastors like Christianity? They did drug and ice, like licking stuff on court. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like change the man.
Hey man. Hey. Sometimes you gotta go through it, bro.
Either that or they're selling burritos or banana bread.
Yep. Sometimes
they're gonna support a rehab or something like that.
Yes, sir. Hey, sometimes you gotta go through it, man, to get that epiphany and change your life, man.
Barrios went through it.
Yeah, he definitely went through it, man. Yep.
No glove.
Yep. Hands and feet. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So, like, you know how they say, like, after a whooping, you're never the same.
Yep.
How's Barrios after this?
Hey.
But damn, this little man like Figueroa, this little ass guy beat the shit out of me.
Don't mess with nobody's sister, man. Don't mess with family, man. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. Well, heck yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and call it, bro. Oscar, man. Appreciate you pulling up as always, man.
Nah, no problem.
Yes, sir.
I would have liked to jump in the morning, man. Y'all had some list, and I was like,
dang, yeah, bro. I would have loved to have you on in the morning this morning. But nah, it's all good, man. We have quite a few people, so
yeah,
do
it's
it
fine.
tomorrow. Yeah,
I
it's
also
fine.
feel like there was like 4 people, and
Heck yeah.
I did want to say like, Ulster, what the fuck is going on with
bro?
your list,
Ulster was crazy, bro. I had to let him slide, bro. Shout out to Ulster.
I was like, what the?
What did he say again? He said, "Sir, he Boachuk." He said, what did he say, bro? I don't even remember. I don't even want to remember, man. Virgil Ortiz. Yep, Virgil Ortiz, Sir, he Boachuk.
Who else?
I think he said Artur Beterbiev, which was I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Because I remember he said 3 people that were actually had on the list. Was it Bud? Boots. Yep, it was Boots.
Bud.
No, you're right. It was Boots, Bud, Beterbiev, Virgil Ortiz, and Serhii Boachuk. What the fuck? What the? I was
like, you got Serhii up there.
What?
And I was like, you got.
Oh my goodness, bro! Shout out to Oster, man. I'm not mad at Oster, man. That's his list, man. Hey, that's my boy's list, man.
I'm surprised he didn't put Bam in there. I was like,
you feel me? You feel me? I say, yo.
Oh man.
Yes, sir.
That no smoke list. That should be wild though.
Hey, now you had me rolling when you said Brock Jarvis. I was like, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Brock
Bro,
Jarvis.
he wants all the smoke.
He wants all the smoke. He don't care where it's at.
Yeah, I mean that was like, nah, I can't put him on the bad motherfucker. He loses.
Yeah, he loses too much. I can't put him on that one, but he could definitely be on the all smoke list for sure. For sure.
Oh man. But all right, man.
All right, bro. I appreciate you, man. Yes, sir, man. Hey, man, already, man. Thank you for pulling up. God bless, bro. Shout out to my brother Oscar, man. That's my guy right there, man. Yes, sir, man. One of you know what I'm saying? One of the original members of the Boxing Talk family, man. You know, I really feel like that's my bro right there, man. For real, man. Shout out to Dub as well. He been rocking for a minute. Shout out to all the ones that been rocking for a minute, man. Shout out to all the ones that just started rocking and they gonna keep on rocking. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it, man. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already. Also, remember that we stream Monday through Friday 2 times a day. Once for the morning show at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the late show. You know what I'm saying? Plus, we drop videos throughout the day, man. Go check out that video I just dropped earlier today as well. And you know, we get it in, man. We get the hustle off the bustle, man. Real work right here, man. All grind, man. So I need y'all to support the grind all the time, man. Like the videos. We don't do no faking. We don't do no coattailing. You know what I'm saying? We just get it out the mud, man. So I need y'all for real to hold me down, you know. Like the video, tell your aunties, your uncles, your friends, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-friends, everybody. You ain't got to talk to your exes, you know, but if they like boxing, man, you know what I'm saying? Just shoot them the link real quick for the one time, you know? Tell everybody about the channel. That's how we trying to grow, man. It's always hard to grow organically, man. You don't see us on nobody else's platform trying to use them because that's what people do, man. I can't do that. You know, some people will be on other people's channel just to use them and take their, you know, take some of the momentum. Not everybody does it. Some people it's genuine love, but some people they really be trying to use others, man. I just can't do that, man. So we get the hustle off the muscles, but I need the support to keep us going and growing, man. So shout out to everybody that shows love in the super chat. We got my boy Big Dog Willie, you know what I'm saying, dropping the $5 in the super chat. I appreciate it. Shout out to all the members as well. Consider becoming a member, starting at $3 per month, man. $3 per month. That is so easy to do, you feel me? 10 cents a day, you feel me? $3 for 30 days, man. Keeps us going and growing, man. Become a member. You can use these fire emotes and all that good stuff and bonbons. You feel me? All those fire emotes. And when we grow bigger, we gonna start doing members only chats. And if you want to talk, you got to be a member for that. Yeah, feel me? But yeah, y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to smack that like button. But most importantly, remember with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. Shout out to my guy Oscar Sergi Boachuk. Fake news. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.
If you out here getting fake vagina over your fake jury, reality is reality.